So, welcome to the May 16th University Teaching and Learning User Group. My name is Doc Kevin Lee Elder, and I have put my email in the chat if you'd like to contact me and follow up on anything in today's meeting. That's probably the best way to do it. Let me start sharing my screen. All right, so you should be able to see my screen now. I'm just going to go ahead and use the PDF today rather than the PowerPoint because this way I can see the chat, I can see you all, um, and so it just makes it a little bit easier for me to run the meeting. I've been told we don't need to post this, but I always like to post it. I've got a brother who is a lawyer, so I'm always cognizant of these things. So yes, we are a Tableau user group, but those of us that run the Tableau user group and those of us who present, for the most part, are not. Uh, uh, we are not employees of Tableau, so don't take anything that we say as being a representative of Tableau. Don't make any stock purchases based on anything we might tell you to do. We in this tug are just fans of Tableau and use Tableau quite a bit. So again, I always like to throw that up there, kind of as a joke, kind of as fun, kind of as a legal aspect to say, hey, we don't work for Tableau. We just use Tableau quite a bit. So again, welcome to the May 16th University Teaching and Learning Tableau. This will complete our second year of being a Tableau user group. So we are still relatively new, still getting used to running a tug and holding the meetings, but we have over 600 members already. So we've definitely hit a chord out there with faculty and students all over the world. So pretty proud of the fact that we have 600 members now. Quick agenda for today, might be real quick if we don't get our professor for the day, but just want to introduce you to the tug. Maybe after we end the second year, maybe I won't go through as much of the introductions of the tug, but since we're still relatively new, I like to go through and talk about who we are. We always like to try and have a Tableau teaching tip. And so my Tableau teaching tip will have to do with joining social media and getting out there and interacting with folks is a great way to become a better teacher. Share a resource today. I want to talk about the Tableau user groups and some of the other ones that are out there because they are a very valuable resource. We always strive to have a student testimonial, to have a student at each meeting that we can interact with and chat and talk about their experience being a student using Tableau in the classroom. Because again, we are a teaching and learning Tableau user group. We tend to kind of lean towards the faculty side of things. And but we also want to invite students here and hear what faculty are saying and what faculty are doing. And if your faculty aren't using some of these resources and aren't sharing them as a student, hey, reach out to your faculty and say, hey, there's a Tableau teaching and learning tug, and they've got some great resources. You might want to join and attend their meeting. So again, we love to have the students here, and we have a student here today who is also one of our Tableau academic ambassadors. So we will hear from her shortly. And then again, teaching and learning. I originally was going to call this professors and students or something like that. And we thought, no, we'll make it teaching and learning because you don't have to be a professor to teach. Everybody can teach. And so we like to give lots of people the opportunity to teach. So we have had Tableau academic curriculum builders come in and teach. We have had members of the community come in and teach. We've had a couple of faculty teach. And last tug, when I was running it from my cell phone, we had a student who was the professor for the day and taught about data ethics. So check out that recording if you weren't here or didn't hear about our student as the professor for the day. So anyone can be a professor for the day. Here is our leadership team. Leanne was the first person who said, hey, we need to have this tug. I think they recruited Dennis second, and I came along third. Uh, we went for the first year with the three of us, and into the second year, the three of us got pretty busy, and so I recruited Rex to be another Tableau user group leader. And sometime in there, in the last 2 years, they let us know that we can have up to 6 leaders, so we can have 2 more leaders. So if any faculty or students would like to help us lead the tug, we'd be happy to chat with you and see if you might be interested in helping us lead the tug. So anyone out there who wants to, and again, my email is in the chat if you want to reach out to me. We can have up to 4 folks to be on our advisory board. And so we have one of our Tableau ambassadors who runs at least one other tug, who has joined us this year on our advisory board to kind of give us advice and ideas and be a resource to us. I would like to slide over into that advisory board role and let some other folks run the tug. If we get more people interested in running the tug, then I would slide over to the advisory board. But right now, I'm still one of the leaders of the tug, and have kind of grabbed the tug by the horns and said, let's get our 4 meetings done this term. And so I've been throwing them together, and we've been meeting fairly regularly to meet up with the needs. We need to have 4 meetings every academic year to stay a viable and active Tableau user group. So today is our 4th meeting for this academic year. So in the chat, or send me an email if you have any suggestions of someone who might be a good tug leader with us. So again, what's our mission statement? We want to provide a space to university faculty, staff, and students, trying to be encompassing to network and discuss and talk about teaching with Tableau and learning with Tableau, and how do we get better at teaching with Tableau, and how do students react to our teaching, and how are they doing learning with Tableau. And so again, every meeting we would like to share tips and resources and examples from our membership. So anybody could be the teaching tips. Anybody could give us teaching resources. So you can email those to me or drop them in the chat. And if you want to, you can come to that Tableau user group meeting and present them if you want, or you can just pass them on to me and I will present them, or one of our tech leaders will present your teaching tip or your resource. One of the things that I'm kind of famous for is running tug meetings and we never see Tableau. And I'm like, that's not good. We should bring Tableau up every meeting and take a look at Tableau and talk about Tableau and see it in action. So I've been striving to do a little bit better job with that. But every meeting we'd like to have that kind of a similar structure with some tips, with a resource, with a testimonial, with a professor for the day, talking about uh, an aspect of Tableau that you may want to use in your course. And so again, we've been striving to do that every meeting. And so we are always needing ideas on tips, resources, students who might want to come on and who might make a good professor for the day. So again, let's start with our teaching tip for today. My teaching tip for today is get on social media, faculty and students. And in particular, I have found with the data fam, as they are known in the Tableau community, that LinkedIn and Twitter historically have been the 2 social media platforms that the majority of the Tableau community is on. And so back when we were in the pandemic and we were running Tableau conference online, and running all the tugs virtual, as this one is always virtual, but there are many that are gone back to face-to-face. LinkedIn And X was a great way to share resources. So if you don't have a LinkedIn uh, profile, I would encourage you to get one. And there's tons of Tableau content out on LinkedIn. Tableau regularly post stuff. People in the community post stuff. You can follow folks. You can watch for hashtags, like if you're interested in IronViz, folks will be tagging IronViz 2025 or just IronViz out on LinkedIn, and you can kind of follow along and see things. And so, 5, 6, 7, maybe even 8 years ago, I linked up with Bo McCready, and I consider him a friend of mine. And Bo just recently won Iron Viz, which was really cool. So I've gotten to know Iron Viz winners, but most of the time it's been after they won Iron Viz. Bo I have known for quite a while. So it was great when Bo was doing his intro at Iron Viz. Nobody knew this except me and Bo. There's my dad's silkscreen art print behind him, because Bo got really into silk screening and making shirts and doing stuff. And my dad was doing that as a kid. So I grew up around that. So we are kindred spirits in enjoying silk screen prints. And again, would not have met Bo and gotten to know Bo had it not been for LinkedIn. So you can see I'm active on LinkedIn, linking up with all kinds of folks, trying to line folks up for the summer. So Scott Eaton is going to be one of our folks in my summer series, talking about standards uh, um, documentation in Tableau workbooks. Catherine McCrindle, one of the runners up, will be coming on. LinkedIn is a great resource. I'm still clinging on to Twitter, and I still call it Twitter. I haven't converted over to calling it X. Twitter is still a lot of fun if you block out the nonsense, block the people, mute words, mute advertisements. I still have a lot of fun with it. I'm a huge Liverpool fan, so I've got lots of Liverpool fans. I'm a Basset Hound owner, although we mostly are Basset Hound staff. They're pretty demanding. I am Chilean, Mexican, Italian, American. I'm a U of A and Fresno State alum. Love sports, love technology, love being a professor, love keeping in contact with my kids, as I call all my students after they've taken a class with me. And I have linked up with lots of great content and met lots of great people through Twitter. And it always gives me a laugh. It always gives me something to think about for that day. So here was a recent one that came up on Twitter. Everyone you meet has something to teach you. And I firmly believe that. And that's why I use professors for the day in my class and professors for the day here in this Tableau user group. The Flage twins are friends of mine, also through Twitter and LinkedIn, and they are just awesome Tableau folks. And we'll get one or both of them into our user group meeting at some point. But they're everywhere; they're all over the place, and especially Kevin, but also Ken. Really enjoy Twitter and getting on and interacting with the community. They are really great guys. The third tool in social media that has really exploded recently has been Slack. With Salesforce acquiring Slack, they've started to build Slack into more and more of what we're doing. And we have had Slack for the Tableau ambassadors. We have had Slack channels for the Tableau user group, and really happy to see that we now have a Slack channel for the community. So everyone out in the community, you don't have to be an ambassador, don't have to be on the leadership of the Tableau user group. You can get onto Slack and learn a lot and keep up with a lot with the Tableau community. So hopefully the QR code works. If not, the URL should work. And if you have trouble with that, send me an email and I'll help you get on Slack, because Slack is a really good, useful tool for networking and seeing what's going on. So again, I grabbed a screenshot before the last meeting, but then my power went out and my internet went out, and I was on my cell phone, so I couldn't share these slides. But this is the Tableau community Slack, and you can see that we've got announcements there and events, and people are sharing stuff. People are posting questions and getting answers from folks in the community. People are posting their vises and requesting to get feedback on them. I love the random one. That's where folks have been posting their AI generated memes of themselves as action heroes or whatnot. So you'll see mine in there. And in fact, I think I'm using it as my LinkedIn meme at the moment. But lots of great folks are out there in the Tableau community on Slack, and you can interact with them. Again, for the ambassadors, we have a bunch of channels that are out there, and the Tableau user groups. We have a bunch of channels that are out there where we share things. And so we had someone post before, I think it might have been the night before the last meeting. Hey, there's a Tableau community workspace, and we have a release group. And the release group releases out information on what's coming in the current releases. And so this was what I found a couple of weeks ago for the spring release. And it was, I think, 500 slides of stuff that all across Tableau's ecosystem. Here are all of these new things that are coming, and you can look at them by the desktop or by cloud or by server or by Salesforce CRM or Sales Cloud or nonprofit cloud. And they just posted the summer one last night. Didn't have a chance to go through and look at it. I knew I already had the ones from the spring. But coming to Tableau desktop is custom themes. The VizQL data service API is coming. For Tableau Cloud and Tableau Server, we got the recycle bin. Yay! How many times has a Tableau server or admin deleted the wrong workbook? And oh no, I want to recover that. And you couldn't recover it. And amazingly enough, in 2024, you didn't have a recycle bin in a place where you could go and grab that. I think we've all used recycle bin at some point in our careers, and really glad to see that it's coming to cloud and server. I know for my students, I never do enough of this. I've got it on my to-do this summer to put together more material on logical tables and joining data together in Tableau. And so logical data source filtering is coming to cloud server, desktop, and to public. Excited to see data modeling and things coming to Tableau. So we will be able to do more with data and modeling the data. And like I say, I don't know how many of these I grabbed just to give you an example, but there are literally hundreds of things every quarter that are getting released by Salesforce across all these different platforms. And on the Trailblazer site, which I mentioned in a previous tug, you should also get on Trailblazer. Great place to learn is where that release team is. And you can get access to these slides every quarter and see what's coming out, what's getting released. So I know a lot of folks in the data fam are really excited about the extensions that are coming and what we can do with those. Tableau Agent is coming to Tableau Desktop. And so that's pretty exciting, and that's a big push that Salesforce has for Tableau. There's new stuff coming to Tableau Pulse. Many of you may not even be aware what Tableau Pulse is. That's why you want to join Twitter. You want to join Slack. You want to join LinkedIn. Get these updates. See when things are happening. Lots of great resources out there. Again, especially for faculty, but even students will want to know these things. So again, in the chat, if you have some teaching tips or teaching resources that we ought to be making available to folks through our user group, fire away, let me know, or send me a email. Um, so I wanted to point out uh, last meeting, and again, couldn't share the slides, so doing it again this meeting, that there are lots of user groups out there, and I am thrilled that you have found our user group. But if you are a faculty or a student, there are lots of other groups out there and lots of resources. So if you're interested in healthcare, we have a healthcare tug. Um, just folks that work on campus and use Tableau at your university, we've got the higher education tug, which is a great resource out there. I have presented to the financial services tug, talking about using real world fake data as a way to practice if you are a financial services folks. So there are lots of great industries represented out there through our user group. We have a lot of belonging user groups out there, and that's where we're located, is down under belonging. But we have a group for veterans that are making the transition out of the military. We have a tug just for them to try and help them. And I have presented at that tug as well. We have a Latin student community out there. We have a Latin community group, Community Datos, out there, all in Spanish. If you would like to practice your Spanish and learn from our Latin American uh, Tableau community, they've got a great one. We have an accessibility Tableau user group, which is really good. And I'm sounding like a broken record, advocating for these folks. I have presented there as well because I'm colorblind, and I take every opportunity to teach folks about using color. We have local Tableau user groups. I got my start with the Atlanta Tableau user group, one of the original and first local Tableau user groups, but we have them all over the US. We've gotten a few in Latin America, we've got them across Europe, we've got them across Asia. There are lots of local ones that are now going back to having in-person Tableau user groups, which is even better than virtual networking like we are doing today. And the Tableau HQ has a great DataFam discovery group to help you get more in tune with the DataFam. I would encourage you to join them. And so there are just a lot of user groups out there. I would encourage you to go to usergroups.tableau.com, check them out, see what's out there. Like I say, the DataFam Discovery Tug is one of our newer ones, and they want to help build data skills, grow your career, get help, and get some exclusive offers. So, cool user group. If you're new to Tableau, new to the community, I would encourage you to join that user group. So again, if you have any tips or resources, I'm going to run out of them one of these days. But I've been doing it for 12 years, so I still got some more. But if you've got some, please throw them in the chat, send me an email, and let's highlight them at one of our future meetings. Now, I would like to turn it over to student time, and let's chat with one of our students who is actively pursuing a degree and using Tableau in their courses. And so our student for the day is also a Tableau ambassador for 24-25, getting a master's at Northeastern up in Boston, Massachusetts area. Although off her LinkedIn, I saw this Roxbury Crossing, so maybe we'll ask her about that. But she's had some great experience and is involved in lots of things. And so let me stop sharing, not stop the recording, stop sharing, so that we can come up and let me introduce to you our student ambassador. Why don't you do a better job than I did? Introduce yourself. How long have you been using Tableau, and how has your experience been?
Thank you, Kevin. That was great. So as you all know, I'm Vasavi, and I'm actually I just graduated just before 10 days from Northeastern University, Boston, and I did my engineering management. To be very precise, my background is from I had a computer science undergrad, and then I came into engineering management, and in between I worked at IBM under the AT&T client for DevOps. And yeah, that I was like the first time I was introduced to Tableau was I think exactly in 2023 September, when I used to just hear about what Tableau is. And then finally I just took a course which says computation and visualization. So in which one of my professors started first introduction about what data is. Like the very first lecture was like, how do you want to look at the data? Like how do you want to see it? What's your perspective through it? So that's where I was first introduced to Tableau, and I saw that there was a lot of things that we can do on different perspectives of data. So I worked on one of the project called Olympics data, that is 120-year-old Olympics data. We try to visualize that, get some trends through it, like what kind of different Olympic zones we have, athletics, all these things. We try to introduce all those things in our visualizations. So first we worked on maybe something called as Flourish, and then we went into Tableau. I think that was a great experience for the first time.
So when your faculty introduced you to Tableau, what did they use? How did they go about doing it? And were you just like, wow, this is great, I want to jump in, or were you
No.
like a little hesitant? Wait a minute, this is a whole new thing.
Yeah. So there's a lot of mixed emotions to it. So the first introduction was like what data is, and then when they first showed me what's Tableau, and then just opened the desktop version of Tableau in my laptop, setting up it, and then was like, okay, there is so many things to learn in this. There are so many things to do, like the labels, marks, colors. You have a lot of things that you can apply in, and then connecting your different data sources, stream them into one single stream, and then do some calculated fields, and then get some proper columns, remove the null values, and get the proper data, and then work on. So I think my professor did a very great job introducing me the Tableau, because they first explained what are the different things are which are present in the Tableau desktop, and then they also introduced what kind of different charts are. They went one step by step, single step by step. Like they explain what are different charts, each chart, why do we use, what is the use case, and then okay, fine. Once you are getting known to everything, now what you can do with the different kind of dashboard, and then introduce me to a story, then build up the entire project. I think that's how they went on. And I think that's a very good way of explaining things to students.
Ah, yes, very good. So we talk about all these resources, and we try and bring resources uh, into the tug and into the classroom. So I'm curious, what have been your favorite resources? What are your go-tos when you're in Tableau desktop and something isn't working? Where do you go? What do you do as a student?
Okay, so my very first go to resource would be just first Google it. Okay, something. Yeah, that's generally what every student does. They go to Google and just say, "This is not working." Yeah, it's just that now we are introduced to Chat GPT and all. Yeah, then you also go to Chat GPT and ask, "This is not working. How do you want to work?" But one very good resource that I had in my class was like we had teaching assistants. So we had our teaching assistants through whom we would go and tell that, see, this is not working. You just explain this is not coming up. And somehow my chart, my bar graphs are not as you showed on the screen. That's not what it's coming on my laptop. And then yeah, they used to help. So I think the other way, best way would be like, as you were just discussing about some of the Slack channels which actually discusses the main issues. I think there are a lot of questions put on every day on the Slack channel which says that, okay, this is the problem, have anyone encountered it? And I think many people replied through those threads telling that yeah, I have encountered. So they internally connect and solve the problem. I think that's a very good resource. I
Yes.
really love that.
Yeah, that's really good. I have a discussion thread in our online classroom environment, Canvas, and I
Hmm.
encourage my students post there because lots of times they'll have a problem and I'll go, works fine for me. I don't know what the problem is. And their classmates will go, oh, I had that problem and here's how I
Yes.
solved it. And so, again, I think that's a really good, valuable resource. Has the faculty used any of the academic curriculum in your classes? So have they used any of the data literacy curriculum or any of the modules that Tableau has developed?
Maybe. I think that's one point, very good point, that we have never used. I think that's what we I learned once I came into Tableau community and after becoming an ambassador. I think those were the things they never used. Maybe that was there because just the university had some sort of like lectures or like 5 lessons or chapters that they have to complete within the semester, and then that's what they used to teach. But I think there are a lot of other things that I came to know after coming into the Tableau community and becoming an ambassador.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So again, really trying to encourage folks, again, especially faculty, to get involved and find those resources because students need them. Students need to
Yes.
have a place to go to get some help, and there's lots of it out there. And I think a lot of it is unknown to a lot of the
Yes.
faculty. And so we're trying to evangelize and get the word out. Like to final set of questions, kind of ask you about the Tableau Academic Student Ambassador Program. We started it 2 years ago, I think maybe 3 years ago. We started it, and it was just student ambassadors. And I said, "Hey,
Mhm.
wait a minute, you should have faculty in there too." So the second year we added faculty, and so I think we've had faculty ambassadors for a couple of years. How did you get involved as a student ambassador? How did you hear that it was even a possibility? And then how did you progress through and become a Tableau student academic ambassador?
Okay, so that's what. So it is all about connecting, learning, and collaborating. So I was always on to Tableau. Whenever I opened Tableau, I just saw there was an extra nav bar on the Tableau telling that we are hiring for student ambassadors. So it's not exactly student ambassador; it was like ambassador program. And then in that, I went on internally and I applied like for being a student ambassador, because by that time I had a very good enough knowledge of how Tableau works and all. I wanted to contribute to the community. And then I applied and I got selected. That was the biggest, one of the biggest milestones that I had, that being a Tableau student ambassador and academic ambassador, exactly. So it's like it connected me with lot of data enthusiasts. I think there are a lot of people, huge shout out there for data enthusiasts there. So I connected with a lot of people. I try to make more better visualizations when I speak to them, and then I understand what are the insights from every story, every dashboard, how it can be shown. I think that was a great journey, great learning journey. In fact, every day is a learning. I think I actually resonate to your words that you have shown. Like every person you meet has something to teach. I think that's true. That's absolutely true. I have
Yeah.
learned a lot of things.
Well, that's good. That's good because again, that's my motto. Everybody has something to teach, and I want to give everybody an opportunity to teach, however we
Mhm.
can. Um, so again, she's a great example, a great role model for the students out there. Sometimes the faculty will nominate folks to get involved with academic ambassador, but I think probably a majority of our student academic ambassadors are just like you. They went on and applied it themselves and said, "Hey, I'm just gonna go do this." And we've got some great student academic ambassadors, and so I'm going to try to reach out to more of them to get more of them involved. And I believe it's coming up. I think I saw something somewhere mentioning that the call for Tableau ambassadors, and again, specifically for us, academic ambassadors, will be coming up in June or July, sometime in there. and it's over the summer. And I've been telling them, let's do it earlier before students all disappear for the summer. So maybe we can get at least the academic ambassador moved up earlier in the year, because it's going to be hard for me to wrangle any of my students soon. But that Tableau ambassador call is going to be coming out soon. So again, I would encourage you, get on Slack, get on, join the user groups, uh, because that call will come through there. It'll come on Slack for sure through the announcement, when that is. And like I say, I should know better, but too many things going on. I know it's coming up, so watch for that. Again, anything else that you would like to share with the folks, from your background, your experience, again as a student, telling the faculty, here's some advice.
So one 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 great benefit you have with working with Tableau is like the storytelling skills. That's the It's more than a tool. Like it's not just a tool. Tableau is not just a tool. It's like what you want to express. It's like a bridge between the technical and non-technical audiences. It's like I think the Tableau community is a great place to learn and then grow and also give back. I think they are all the students or faculty, be a student or a faculty. I think it's very good to join in the early stages and come and participate in the challenges and make different ways so that they can connect more. So I always believe in that CLC I was just talking about. That's like connect, learn, collaborate. These three are the fundamental tips I follow generally. So once you connect more, you learn more about things. And then when you collaborate, it turns into some great things. So that would I would like to tell to all the students or being a faculty.
See, and now she's a recent graduate, and I can tell you she's ready to teach. I may need to bring you back, for one of our summer meetings, and let you teach. I'd love to hear more about CCC. That sounds like a great discussion point and something that would be great to share. I see one of my students in the chat asks, "What's your favorite viz?" Do you have a favorite viz that you've worked on that you're like, really?
Yeah, my favorite was would be I was working on the customer behavior analysis on retail sales, and
Oh,
I think that was the biggest biggest thing task I have done in the starting ages, like within the first 4 or 5 months. I think that was the biggest thing, because we had to collaborate with a team of 4 or 5 members, and we had to create a story which had nearly 4 dashboards. So that was, I think that was the one which helped me to become a student ambassador also, because there which where I had to learn things, and I had to visualize things like how promo sales come up, how do you show the uplift, and within time series how the sales increased in the retail sales and how the customer behavior changes, all these things. I think that was my favorite was.
all right. Well, like I say, very good. I think we need to bring you back, as a professor for the day next time, and let you
Sure.
teach at the tech. But thanks so much for being
Thank
here
you.
and sharing your experience. Really appreciate uh, our students and how our students participate. So again, if any of you are a student and you would like to come on one of our future meetings and talk about your experience, I'd love to hear from you. Drop your email in the chat, or send me an email. My email is in the chat. We'd love to hear from more students and get uh, your viewpoint, and share that with the tug. So let's transition over to our professor for the day. And again, this is one of my favorite quotes. There's no better way to test your learning than to teach it. If you try and turn around and teach something, I think that's when you really learn it. You think you've learned it, but then you try and go and teach it, and that really makes you learn it and really understand it. And so, again, I love to give anybody and everybody the chance to do that. And I love to go out and find great professors, meet with them, and say, hey, we want to come in and teach we'll give you a slot in a future meeting. So today I am thrilled to have another one of our Tableau ambassadors. I'm trying to remember. I believe you're a social ambassador. Yeah, I got that right. One of our social Tableau ambassadors. He's got a great aspect on trying to make data literacy accessible to everybody. He's one of the leaders of the Retail Tug. He's one of the DataViz Society mentors. He's also Canadian, so I had to put the Canadian flag there for Dennis, one of my co-leads. Dennis is also up there in Canada, so I had to get the Canadian flag up there. Do I have it? Do I have it? He's got a blog out there. He's got a YouTube channel out there. I'm not sure if he's going to plug these. He's got 218 vises out on his Tableau public profile. He's one of our stars, folks, and so I'm really happy to have him here with us today. And so I'm going to stop sharing and turn it over to our professor for the day. It looks like he's wearing his Iron Viz shirt. I've got an Iron Viz shirt somewhere. I forgot to mention I'm wearing my V Foundation. I do a lot with cancer charities and work, and I'm also wearing my Andretti sport cap because it is the month of May, and the month of May here in the U.S. is Indy month. So got to do a plug for Indy as well. Let me turn it over to our professor for the day. Let him introduce himself better than I can. And let him take it away and teach us something today. So thrilled to have you here today.
Thank you, Kevin. For the longest time, I thought I won't be able to make it to this meeting.
I wasn't worried, but glad you could make it.
Yes, absolutely. My client kickoff meeting took longer than I thought, and it's a kickoff meeting. I couldn't have missed it. But I'm so thrilled to be in this user group meeting, and I've been attending a whole bunch of them, attending, speaking, presenting. Thank you, Kevin, for having me here. It's an absolute pleasure to be speaking to any user group meeting, especially the ones that are geared towards students, because I believe I'm a dad of an 8-year-old, and I teach, mentor. I have done that for many years together. I feel students, you are the future. And if I don't invest in, or any of us don't invest in this group, then we are like, if we do invest, let's talk about all the positive things that can happen, right? So thank you. Such a lovely introduction. I cannot beat that. But let me start by sharing my screen. Share entire screen. And let me know when you can see. Presentation mode. Are you seeing only one screen, or are you seeing multiple? Fantastic. I recently was a mentor for the day in a hackathon at a university in India. One of the student ambassadors, Zeal, found me in the Slack channel for ambassadors and visionaries, and she reached out whether I'd be interested. Of course, the answer was yes. I used to work 40 hours a week. I've reduced my hours so that I can be more present, giving, and available for the data farm community. That probably is going to show my intent and my love for this fantastic community that we have. There is no community as rich, as giving, and as kind as the Tableau data farm community. And I say it with conviction because I've been part of it for 12 plus years. So all those 200 plus vises that you see, they could have been 300 plus had I not deleted some of my old noob dashboards, and I regret it to this day. Now, the topic that I want to talk about today is how could you get started on your Tableau journey, right? Is that right, Kevin? Is that what I'm talking about today?
Doc, you're on mute. Yes, yeah, go ahead.
All right. I've written about this, but let me quickly show what I did with one of my mentees. He's not a student per se, but we all are, because I think I'm a 12-year-old veteran in the community, but I still am a student at heart. I still am a newbie at heart, because this community has done some fantastic work. Tableau, as a product, has introduced new features ever so often that there's always something new to learn, new to hack, new to break. So we all are students at heart, and so was my mentee my mentee Jonathan. Data Visualization Society paired us up, and we just got our 3 months of mentorship program done. When he came in, on the left, you see the before and the after. He came in with probably a few months of Tableau expertise, or maybe less than a quarter. And with Tableau, the best part is it's a tool that you can use to. Let me put this on silent. This is a tool. Tableau as a tool is so intuitive that you can drag and drop and create products. It's easy to get started. What is hard is to stay consistent and keep learning the best practices. So what he did, and my modus operandi, and this is one message, write it down if you may, is join Makeover Monday, right? Anyone who wants to get started and has no idea where to start with needs to join Makeover Monday. It's one of my most popular pet peeves. If you have a laptop, internet connection, that's all you need. Download the free version of Tableau from the Tableau public desktop. Join Makeover Monday. Every Monday, they publish a curated, cleaned up data set, which you can then use to think about how to tell a better story, build data visualizations. Jonathan did the same. He started the with the viz that you see on this deck, the before, and then he had the entire week from Monday all the way till Friday. And like so, we are meeting today. I would meet Jonathan every Friday for half an hour to 45 minutes, however long it took, for us to talk about his experience building the viz. And we would talk about things that he wanted to do, but he could not because he didn't know how to do it. And because he had struggled and hunt and peck through the entire process, he knew where he stood. And then we would have a working session where he would explain what he's trying to do, and I would use my skills to build something that was more meaningful, was aligned to the best practices, and we would come up with the after what you see on the right. And we iterated through. I just have 3 samples here because I want to be mindful of our time. This is something, another Makeover Monday project, which had to do with Doomsday Clock. On the left, you see these are the visuals that he built. Good idea, but can be done better. On the right, you see lollipop charts. Everything on one page, easy to see, interactive. Again, this is a third variation of another Makeover Monday project where Jonathan built something and he wanted to show, tell a story, and it could have been done better. So he built this on the right, which has dashboard actions, parameter actions, which is much more intuitive with the flow. Right. So having said that, I'm not much of a believer in talking by looking at a slide or a deck. I can show you some other visuals that I've built. Are you able to see my screen? I'm opening my Tableau public.
Yeah, we've got your public showing on the screen.
Awesome. So here are some other vizes. I should probably do better by organizing them, but these are just chronologically aligned here. So I invite you to take a look, to tour this ecosystem and also a few others in the community, to take a look at what work I've done. If you see something that you like, there is probably a great way to get started with it, I'm hoping that I can find. Let me open one and see if there is a. So how do I approach this? I usually work on a makeover Monday. Hang on a second. I'm trying to find out something that I want to show. Yeah. So this one was liked a lot, right? And there is a request from people. I don't allow this download piece here because I have my reasons. But what I do is I build a YouTube video that talks about how you can build this, right? I go step by step by step, and I break it down and I explain how I can build a dashboard that looks exactly like this. And where is it? Those YouTube videos are on my YouTube channel, and they take you step by step into building each of these charts. So that one I should stick here. This is that video which talks about how you can build that candy chart that we saw into a dashboard, going from data all the way to a finished product. Like Kevin was mentioning, when you teach, I have a favorite quote as well. When you teach, two people learn. And I use that quote a lot. I wasn't like so all the way in the last 12 years. I just started being more present and available for the community in the last 1 year. And it has been a very rewarding journey for me. So if you're out there, if you have any questions, I will share my LinkedIn handle with you, and you can reach out to me, and I will be making a time to be answering your questions. That's pretty much it I had. Kevin, you are free to ask me questions, and I'll try my best to be honest and answer them.
All right, very good. In the chat, I've already put your LinkedIn profile, your Tableau public profile, your YouTube channel, your blog post URL. So folks want to follow you, get in contact with you, that is all in the chat, along with our student ambassadors LinkedIn profile. As I say with all of our students, these are the future, these are the stars. You might want to link with them now. Who knows where she's going to be in only a few years. She's going to go fast. So yeah. You really like Makeover Monday. Have you tried some of the other community projects? Because there's tons of them out there. And we've highlighted a few of them. We've had Eric Balash on with the Back to Viz Basics. We've had a couple others, but we haven't really talked about Makeover Monday, even though I use Makeover Monday with my students. But do you have any others besides Makeover Monday that you're busy with, or you like, or you advocate for?
Yes, I'd advocate for all of them. All the projects are amazing, and each of them have their own niche. Like Back to Viz Basics, I met Eric and Shreya at the conference in person, and it was amazing. I attended the 2019, so after 6 years, I went back in person. So it was phenomenal, words can't tell. But yes, to answer your question, Back to Viz Basics is a great project, but I try to stay committed. I don't want to overpromise or overcommit and then underdeliver. I struggle to stay consistent with Makeover Monday, be honest, between work, life, my little one, and 50,000 other things to do. Yeah, if anyone has the bandwidth for it, start with, look, I have my reasons for supporting Makeover Monday. I've been following that since day one, ever since Andy Kriebel started it, right? And then for the longest time ever, Andy and Eva would give feedback. So I like the format of how it's simple to get started. You don't have to boil the ocean to get work done and things like that. Back to Viz Basics, absolutely fantastic. That's probably, once you're done with Makeover Monday and you think you have the chops, Back to Viz Basics. And then you have the Sports Viz. If you're interested in doing sports and what have you, Ryan, he's also a Canadian rising star and winner of the Vizzy Award for his finalist of Iron Viz. He's coming to our retail tug in June, so that's a plug. I do follow the Sports Viz, but I follow it as a fanboy. I don't participate in it. I don't hawk around it. But yeah, Makeover Monday, I even spoke to Irene and Chimdi that if they have the bandwidth, let me be more helpful in Makeover Monday, because I believe in it. And because most of the people I interact with are aspiring data analysts, Makeover Monday is the go-to. Like, it's a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, definitely. So you already alluded to, but I'll go ahead and ask you my next question. Was attending Tableau conference. A few meetings ago, I said, please do this. Ask your boss, ask your spouse. We've had folks. Buddy of mine is from New Zealand, and he's talked about here's how you could do it cheaper. Here's how you can save money and do it and self-fund yourself to get there. I'm a big advocate of going to Tableau conference. It's so valuable to you. But you brought up a point that I think is key about going to Tableau conference. The first time I went to Tableau conference, I didn't know anybody. I wasn't involved in the community. I'd just been teaching it for a half dozen years, and I'm like, I know it. I know things. And went to the Tableau conference, it was just overwhelmed and just wow, this was an awe. Got involved more with the community and doing things, and then 2 or 3 years later, because we had the pandemic in there, it was totally different conference, right? Knowing
Yes.
people and getting to meet and saying hi to Andy and the Florage twins, and just everybody's totally different. So speak to that, please.
Wow, this is a very deep topic. I have to just spin through 12 years of my love for Tableau. Let me back up the bus a little bit. So when I first got introduced to Tableau in 2012, there wasn't much. Like, there were fewer people, very few people knew what Tableau was. So I preface my conversation, what do you do, Ojo, by explaining what Tableau is and then explain what I do with it, right? Fast forward 12 years, everybody either knows Power BI or Tableau. Or if they use some other tool, they probably have heard of it and want to do better in either of the two tools. So obviously, the Tableau conference is one of the most popular. You have to be living under the rock to not know about it, right? My first real conference was 2019. We started the Toronto user group. I wouldn't say started, we restarted it. So Candy Monroe and myself, along with a few others, found that there is no formal Tableau user group in Toronto. What a shame. So we reached out to the leaders at the time, and then we got a chance to start it. The entire system was very different. The leadership was different. The conference format was, everything's different. Like Tableau before Salesforce and Tableau after Salesforce, two very different experiences. But what is common is a love of the community for each other, the support that we have for each other. So the community is the heart of this Tableau movement. And when I ran into Ryan Ate, the CEO of Tableau, at the conference, the rooftop party, the appreciation party, we struck up on a conversation, and he asked me for feedback, and I talked about it, and I keep talking about this topic for the next 15-20 minutes, but I want to be respectful of time. So my experience at the conference is, if you haven't gone there in person, dial into Salesforce Plus. It's not late. You can do it today. And then listen to all the knowledge that's there. It's like massive. I've been doing Tableau for so many years, and I thought I know everything until I attended some of the sessions, right? And I can guarantee you will find something new to learn from every session, at least one thing, or else I can change my name, right? My experience, I learned from it. So I didn't attend any of the recorded sessions, or probably one or two, lest they beat me up, the hosts, because they knew me good enough to outcast me from the tribe. So I attended a few of them in person. Those that were recorded, I did. The other ones, which I knew were not recorded, I absolutely tried to attend. But what I couldn't miss was the community. There's this the community meetup place. I kept going back there at least 3 times in a day. For 15 minutes, I thought, but never could get out before 45 minutes because I had to meet people and talk to people. The energy is insane. Is that a good answer, Kevin?
Yeah, that's definitely a good answer. just to show you and reinforce this idea, you bring up Kenny Monroe. I've known Kenny for a long time through Viz for Social Good, being on the board of directors for Viz for Social Good, which is another one of our community projects I'm out there evangelizing for, where we get a charity and we get them to give us their data, and we get folks all around the world to crowdsource and use their analytic skills to help them better tell their story by finding the stories that are buried in their data. So yeah, I've known Candy, and Kirk is awesome. He's my data modeler go-to. He's going to be on here hopefully over the summer, being a professor for the day, giving us a brief intro to look at all the stuff you can do data modeling, to get folks started down that path. So yeah, thanks so much for being here and sharing your story. And like I say, if you go to the chat, we've got the resources, the links there, to hook up more with our professor for the day. And again, I encourage folks that if you feel like no, I couldn't do that. No, you can. And the growth potential that you have is phenomenal. And getting involved in the community is one of those things that can do that. So I encourage everyone to get more involved. If any of you have suggestions for a professor for the day or someone you think we ought to bring in, again, my plan is to do some of these over the summer. So I want to do a session on documentation. Yesterday, I just recorded a session for my students. They don't even know it yet. I posted it for them today, comparing Tableau and Power BI. Found someone to do a really great job doing a comparison of Tableau and Power BI. And she's going to come back and do a version of that for us. So I put a tentative date of June 13th. But really what I'm going to do over the summer, since so many of us have such a crazy schedule, is whenever the professor for the day can meet and when the student can meet, if we have to, we'll just record it and I'll just play it during the meeting. But plan on having several meetings over the summer to keep this progress going with the TUG. So tentatively I've scheduled it for June 13th, noon Central Time. And we'll have Tableau Power BI comparison for you, which should get lots of discussion and lots of folks jumping in. And want to get Scott on to do a session. I think I want to bring our student ambassador today back in and let her teach and talk about her experience and what's helped her progress through her career. But I thank each and every one of you for coming today and being a part of our TUG. And I hope to see you again. Hope that we've spurred interest and get more involved with our group. Again, we've got 600 plus members. Lots of folks want to learn, and so we want to use this TUG as a vehicle for doing that. So thank you so much for being here. I'm going to stop the recording